Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a very interesting video to get into. And you may ask, well, what kind of video is it? Well, I'll just say it's certainly some kind of video. This one's kind of hard to wrap your head around. We have the anniversary of the Switch reveal to go over. We have a PSA we need to go over for one of the new Switch updates that just happened. And we also have some major Switch 2 leaks. So let's go ahead and get right into the video. So the day that this video is coming out is Monday. Hopefully either today or tomorrow, Nintendo will finally say Switch 2 reveal happening this week. Or at least Switch 2 reveal happening soon, maybe Wednesday. And you say, well, why Wednesday? Because we have a leak. And who is the source for that leak? That's not really important. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, it would truly mean the world to me. And let's just go and get right into the video. So the day that I am recording this video is October 20th. And if you were to go back 8 years from today, that is actually the day of the Switch reveal. Sometimes when I think about it, it doesn't seem like it's been that long. But then again, when you compare it to, I guess, other console generations, you're like, holy crap, the Switch has always been here and will always be here. We have got so many amazing games, and it's been such a perfect generation, especially coming off the Wii U generation. I think in retrospect, the Wii U might be remembered a little bit more fondly than it really was at the time. There definitely was a lot of faults for that generation. I actually missed it entirely. But as somebody looking from the outside in, there was some really cool stuff that happened during that generation. Now I do think the Switch is better in almost every single way, but the Switch also has a lot of faults as well, and hopefully a lot of this stuff will be fixed for the Switch 2, and I'm just also going to assume that the Switch 2 generation is going to be full of surprises. But I really feel like Nintendo listened to a lot of our complaints for the Wii U generation, hopefully for the Switch's generation, and I think they're going to implement a lot of stuff that's going to make us pretty happy for the next generation. But yeah, 8 years since the Switch was revealed. Now that it's the 8th anniversary of the Switch reveal, I really think the Switch 2 gets revealed this week. And yeah, I've said that every single week for the past few months. But a little later in the video, we'll get into why I really think that's going to happen this week. But shout out to the Nintendo Switch being revealed 8 years ago. Now, ladies and gentlemen, recently we had a Nintendo Switch update. And in that update, there was some really interesting stuff that was data mined, kind of pointing towards the Switch 2, but that actually has nothing to do with what I'm about to talk about. For the past week or so, I really thought my Switch has been like malfunctioning, or maybe the battery's going bad. I have been moving, so I thought maybe I've been leaving my Switch on and not really paying attention to what I'm doing. But I feel like my Switch's battery is dying super freaking fast. So then I had this dilemma. Do I buy a new battery? Or do I buy a new Switch? Or does it even make sense to buy something while I'm waiting for the Switch 2? But it turns out the new Nintendo Switch update actually might be making Switches malfunction. Some Switch gamers are reportedly having problems since the latest console update. In the meantime, some people have started reporting that the update has negatively affected their Nintendo Switch battery life, and I can attest to that. A big influx of these complaints has emerged in a recent thread started by a Reddit user, whoever the hell that is, who noted that their console remains warm in sleep following the 19.0.0 patch. This would seem to imply that the device continues running even when the screen is off, indicating that it isn't entering battery saving mode properly. And now that I think about it, that is 100% what has been happening to me, because I never really turn my Switch off, and I never really exit out of games when I'm playing them. Let me see what's going on right now actually on my Switch. Dude, that's actually crazy. I had like a 50% battery charge, and now it's almost dead, and as you can see, my Switch was just in rest mode because I have a game open right here. I really wonder if Nintendo knows that this is an issue or not, but it's an issue for me. It might be an issue for you guys, so I just wanted to bring this to your attention. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's start getting into some Switch 2 leaks. And these leaks are, well, they're leaks, I'll say that much. In my opinion, they seem credible, but apparently everything that I see seems credible. And I would say over half of it never comes to life or never comes to fruition. Fruition, is that a word? I don't know. But yeah, we're going to go over one leak that allegedly shows the Switch 2 reveal date and what the Switch 2 reveal will be. And then we'll look at an actual look at some of the Switch 2 stuff, like actual pictures of the Switch 2 kinda. So here's a post that showed up over on Famiboards, and yeah, take it with a grain of salt, but don't ask how I know this. Shouldn't we be asking how you know this? Isn't that one of the most important damn questions? But Switch 2 is being revealed next Wednesday. It's literally just called Nintendo Switch 2. I actually have a thought about that name. It's apparently a 3-minute video showing off the new system. First game you'll see for the system is a brand new Mario Kart game. This game has characters from Zelda, F-Zero, Star Fox, and Pikmin as new racers. Has 8-player split screen mode. A new look at Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, showing playable Sylux and a multiplayer mode. I actually don't know that much about Metroid Prime or Metroid in general, so yeah, I don't know anything about this. A remake of Kid Icarus Uprising. I've been thinking this for a while, that we need a new Kid Icarus game. A remake of Kid Icarus Uprising, it's probably easier for them to do a remake, but I almost feel like it would make more sense to just make a new game entirely. Because there's a whole new generation of gamers or group of gamers that became diehard Nintendo fans for the Switch. I'll be honest, a lot of them have no idea who Kid Icarus is. They probably only know him as a character from Smash, so there's tiny peeks at a new 3D Mario and Animal Crossing. Shows a bunch of third-party games including Monster Hunter Wilds and Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. System releases in May, sometime around Golden Week in Japan, same month as Super Nintendo World opening in Orlando. Full reveal in January/February. So I actually have a thought about this now that I read that. They're saying the system releases in May, the same month as Super Nintendo World opening in Orlando. This information hit the internet, I want to say 3 days ago maybe 4 days ago. On Friday or Saturday, Nintendo came out and made a huge announcement. The Super Nintendo World is in fact opening in Orlando in May. I don't know if that information had been out previous to that, but yeah, that actually lines up perfectly. Yeah, take this with a grain of salt. Like seriously, this could just be a person writing this. None of this sounds far-fetched or too out of the question, so it's going to be fun to entertain it a little bit. Before we get into the next leak, I actually have a theory about the name Nintendo Switch 2. I feel like in the past few years, gamers and just pretty much the internet and the whole world entirely have built up the name Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch 2 so much that Nintendo would really benefit from calling this next console Switch 2 or Nintendo Switch 2, because the name Switch 2, you could probably look up search terms and find maybe a billion postings for the name Switch 2 or Nintendo Switch 2. If they were to come out and name the console something new entirely, which is still an option, it would almost be like rebuilding up all the hype of the Switch 2. They would have to start from zero. This console is called Nintendo blah blah blah. Now, it's not that big of a deal. Don't get me wrong. I know this thing is going to sell no matter what the hell it's called. But I feel like they would almost benefit more from just calling it Switch 2 at this point. But that is my feeble little brain making an opinion that probably doesn't make much sense. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have another Switch 2 leak. Recently, another person on Family Boards has posted a hand-drawing look at the Switch 2, and 9 times out of 10, we would just brush it off. But these people have also leaked some pretty big stuff and got it right, so they're actually pretty credible. Wait until you see the picture and then you can be the judge of that. Are you ready to see the picture? Well, I'll show you. Sorry about that. I think that was the wrong picture. I'll actually show you now. Dude, I don't know what the hell's going on over here. I don't know how these pictures keep popping up. Let's try this one more time. So this is the picture going around. A Family Board user who previously leaked some details that were later confirmed by other sources has shared this drawing showing the new dock and the new console stand shape. So this is just a hand drawing here, but shout out to this person right here. I want to give them credit. Their name is David Mayo. I have no idea. But they have recreated the Switch 2 dock and console sketch in Illustrator. So really shout out to them. This really puts in perspective a lot more. And as you can see on the front, the dock looks very, very similar to the Switch dock. On the back, it has this triangle shape right here where it bows out a little bit. The only thing that I could think that would be for is probably for fans. And from leaks and rumors we've heard, once the Switch is docked, it's going to look as good and be as powerful as a PS4 Pro. So I'm going to assume it has to have a pretty big fan in there. One of the main questions I have is how loud will that damn fan be if that is the case. But look at the actual Switch console. It really just looks like the Nintendo Switch. Right here on the side, I wonder if that's going to be a magnetic strip or the Switch 2 Joy-Cons will click on. But then it has this stand right here. What does the Switch OLED have? I wonder if it's going to have the same kind of motion right here because I love the way that this thing moves. But if this part was cut out right here, this is actually where the Nintendo Switch logo is. So would the Switch 2 logo just be on the Switch? Kind of confusing the way that looks now, because I don't know if that actually would work that way. But ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about all this information? I gotta be honest, I love making Switch 2 videos, especially Switch 2 League videos. To me, they are very entertaining, and it's going to be really fun one day to look back and see what was right and what was wrong. I know you guys are probably getting tired of this, and I understand that, but hopefully this week we get some news from Nintendo. So in the comments below, as always, start a conversation and let me know your thoughts and opinions. If you have some way, somehow made it to this part of the video, just know I really appreciate your support. It means the world to me. And follow me on Instagram if you can, because we are growing over there. We almost have like 350 followers now, which is pretty cool. And you guys know me, I will see you very soon with a new video. Peace out.